Wait, the recording is going.
Okay. Yo, Juliet on this.
It's Imy's app.
Why would anyone ever pick Juliet on Imy's app? That is.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm starting
No, I mean
missile
like
prop or
yeah,
cast the
Juliet
last.
app, sure, but cast the last missile prop.
Who
Yeah, no, those are
cares?
like
It's Imy's
extremely
app.
bad. What is your character pool?
Juliet and Centauro.
Only those two?
I mean, I can play other characters, but those are the two that I have by far the
Okay.
most time on.
Okay, because I was gonna say the missile prop on the Rasmus might not have been bad.
I'm a true Rasmus hater.
Okay.
Yeah. We forced him to play it once
Also
on
anticipate the other
dates.
team banning Rasmus because of
Yeah.
your first pick.
Yeah.
If I'm actually playing the Awakenings here, I would consider playing Rune or yeah, that's about it.
I forget. Were
For
you
my
true
score
brawler,
pool.
or was it your team that had like the kind of like double midfield that one has? The one is more of
I do not have any midfield characters.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I have a huge win rate on Juno. I play her a bunch, but when it comes to playing competitively, I really just stick to Brawler, Juliet, and Centauro.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This is you could try to pick it up for exclusively this map, but Dracar and like for this start, like Dracar is also a really good brawler here, especially on a missile.
I have a lot of
Which
time on
normally
Dracar's
that's a
goalie.
terrible pick, and I think they're gonna buff him. But Dracar brawler is kind of goated on this map.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jakar is a pretty good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd probably get you a little bit more awakening value.
Yeah.
I have to play a little Dracar Brawler.
He's pretty niche, so it's not like.
I mean, it's really.
Sorry, what were you saying? Oh geez, I think my Wi-Fi might be dying because the stream's exploding for me.
No, that's definitely ramen.
Okay. Anyway, I was gonna say he's fairly niche, so it probably isn't like a must learn, but it's like, if you like at least understand the character, it'd probably be nice to have just in the back pocket.
Okay.
I don't play all that much Jakar, so I can't really say anything for or against it.
Yo, what the heck? The game just started.
Wait, I should record the coaching session and then bring it to my coach so he can coach me on how to coach.
I'm recording this session.
Oh, sweet.
I think
I'll post that.
I think Graham just needs to stay more central here on the kickoff.
Either that, or you can
Because
try to play up a bit more, just so it. I mean, the IME glitch pop would have
no, because
been a threat.
Brawler's gotta be covering outside lane on kickoff. Brawlers like the forwards here need to stop it from going on the outside. If it goes middle, that's just goalie's got to make sure that doesn't hit.
As I said, I am a lobster, so take anything I say with a grain of salt. I think that might have been a pass back to Z's, or maybe dribble it off
Oh
the.
Right here, you mean?
off the top
Or...
there. No.
Or no, off the hole, because then you have dash punch, then you get strike advantage on them. It is just going that direction already, so.
Where were
I
you
do it all
talking
the
about?
time myself, but don't try to strike it directly at them. What was that, Roman?
Yeah, He's talking
At
about
what
when I
point were you
got the
talking for
core.
that dribble off middle?
I shot it at the
Yeah,
barrier.
when he got the core in the center, where he was like in the middle of
Not
the further back. Like, yeah, right there. He should have
Yeah.
gone off
right
the
here.
yeah, or no, back before when he strikes it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
right
right
here.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, back off the middle and then dash punch with the core. Or if you're
Okay.
confident in being able to hit the ability, you can just straight up dash punch.
Okay.
I could also see playing it back up top because then you have an Estelle to help you out.
That is true, yeah.
Honestly, even though there's a lot of space here, don't play down because Juno's gonna win this every time.
Okay.
So yeah, either back off of here or just back to the top.
Yeah, the bottom is where they're going to want to send it to clear.
Estelle, throw some damage at Amy. You could kill her right here.
Alright.
And you did. Nice. Honestly, Julie just followed the Amy and keep her low. You could have, again, you think you could have followed up and just punch killed her when she went for the orb.
Okay.
Whoa. You were in a
I
good
thought she was
position
still
where you were.
staggered, low key. I thought she was still staggered, so I was gonna put more damage on her.
I think you just keep standing where you're at here because you were
Yeah.
in a good spot. You were covering exactly what they didn't want you to be covering, but because you
Yeah.
dashed in, you just gave them a free clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep this down. Let your Dubu push up and support because he's actually doing a better job than I remember from last time. I still want him to be about here, but then that's you're in a good locked position in this corner. I think Julie can push in a little further. You don't really have the range to affect anything when you're just kind of covering a lane down here. And the brawler's got to be the one that's pushing in at the barrier more. So while your Estelle's pushing up here, you can start crashing their goalie, and then let the Dubu cover the bottom lane.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
What the heck happened there?
Giga Blast.
Aerials.
Ah, yeah, Giga Blast. Okay.
If you wanted,
Graham,
if you
there's no reason to ult here. Let your midfielder cover that, come down and ult down here. Let your midfielder take top lane and goalie can just cover bottom. Because right now you're double covering and there's just nothing going on at the bottom. Oh, and then you even baited out the Juno jump, but then you sent it to her anyway. Right here, pass to the Estelle. And then you have free cover on the bottom. It's really good patience, but then you just gotta make the right pass.
nice.
Oh, unfortunate on the core flip. Yeah, I like the pass here. Yeah, I think you can honestly stay further down and expect the pass
I don't want
because that's
to.
exactly where you just were, and then you can just then you get this for free.
Yeah. You want to save your ult for like when you're in their face in a corner or something in a scoring position most of the time.
Okay.
So like if you could you could have stayed down there, probably hit it to the bottom edge of the barrier, and then you'd probably be close to a good spot to use ult, like in kind of the corner area to hold it in front of the goal as the gates open, and then hopefully you can either time it to go in or just strike redirect it afterwards to go in.
Yeah, use your ult after you take the barrier with a strike, and then instantly ult to hold the core while you wait for it to open.
Okay.
I wouldn't say instantly because the timing's not going to be there unless you're like, I don't know, maybe like perfectly frame one when the barrier's open.
But it
But
just
it's like,
stalls it out a little bit. Like that's how you would
yeah,
catch it. If you strike it into there, you have to use something to hold the core after it hits the barrier, and ults are going to be your best tool for that, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. If you have like, if you know how to strike redirect it out of the ult, or like immediately after the ult, that's probably good just to like send it to a area just to dribble. I think you should be a little bit more in there. Or a pass probably could have been good. I don't know.
I
I'm
think
not
Dubu could have
certain.
passed down here, but that's
Yeah,
scary with a Juno.
yeah.
Oh, try to kill this Amy. She's low and has flip, so you're gonna get either you're gonna kill her or you can make her waste your flip. So just send something at Amy. Oh, there you go. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good ult. Just, I mean, yeah, slightly misangled at the end.
Yeah.
You walk too far down.
Yeah.
I don't know how confident you are with landing just like hitting the dash with the core or hitting the core with the dash so that it redirects to where you want to go, but there you could probably use the dash just on its own to send it at the Kai. I'm pretty sure he would have been hit stunned and that would have gotten the barrier.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure the core came like right to you.
Yeah, I
Or at
dribbled it.
least take his flip out.
Yeah. And then if he flips, you can just ult in his face and he can do nothing unless he's like actually good at the game.
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh,
Nice clear.
okay.
Yeah, Grims loves the
Oh,
back
nice wait.
clears.
I don't know if that Juno slime would have covered the bottom. Let's see.
Should have
Yeah, I think
dunked
you
it on
should have shot for
themselves.
bottom corner.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
tried to go through the Kai, but you could have gone bottom corner, and then even if the slime hit it, it's gonna go straight back into the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was if someone else strikes it, there's a stall there, so you can probably honestly hit it maybe a little bit further. Probably not. I'd say like go for the little bottom corner.
I
Yeah, I'd just shot
frequently
straight through here.
shoot at Kai's expecting the barrage down.
Yeah.
Now,
I
even
mean, I
with the
don't know
barrage
how.
down, I think this still wins. The
Okay.
Crystal Thorns will hit it in.
Yeah. Guy is wanting to kill. Nice. You probably want to be pushing him
Yeah.
just to like force him to do something instead of wait there. I mean, there's the Estelle threat, but
I think Estelle could have walked further down, because then
Mm.
you still had abilities to shoot up,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
Julia, I think, could have crashed a little faster.
yeah, you
Instead, yeah,
almost
Yeah.
instead of
have
stopping
ult up.
here, just keep pushing, and Estelle can be like down here more. And then
Okay.
Dubu, pick a lane and cover it. Just stand on the line on one side or the other.
Nice.
Again, Dubu, you're just kind of double covering the same lane that your forwards are already on. Dubu should be covering this lane and just trusting the forwards to take their own lane. Because this ult doesn't really do you a whole lot of favors. And especially when Juno can just strike it down here and then get a free barrier. I think that pass could have come a little sooner.
Yeah, we
I think
stopped
that
and
strike,
stared at it. We yelled at him during that moment
yeah,
for
that
dribbling.
strike should have been a pass. And then that strike should have been a pass. That was really good though. On the
Classic
finish.
Graham moment.
Yeah.
He loves to dribble when
He's
we
getting
get
bored of the net.
KOs.
That's so chill. Okay.
Oh, the stream froze.
Yeah.
I missed a lot of that.
Then here, using an ability. Do this reactively instead of proactively.
Okay.
Wait and just strike it back down first, and then let him crash the goal, and then you can use an ability. Or you can save this to cover an out clear.
Can you
But
rewind
don't try to predict with your primary.
to the barrier take, Ramen? My video just froze, and I missed a lot of it.
Okay.
Mm.
No, it's really clean kickoff there. But here, I think you should have been standing
Yeah.
back here, and then just strike it back in.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Drafting time.
Yep.
Okay, well, Julie's has a couple options. She can either try spark building, ink, or perfect form, or maybe heavy impact. But we're not really playing for damage heavily. He has been landing dash punches, so I think between those three. Kai probably wants either prime time or rapid fire. Or if he wants to land more Giga Blast, I guess he could go specialized, but I don't think that's his most favorite option. And Estella probably wants whatever, it probably wants rapid fire there. It's definitely. Juno. Well, obviously she wants prime time rapid fire, but between me and Kai, they're probably going to be gone by then. So, there's not many good options for her here. Maybe between perfect form, I guess if Julie doesn't take it, a stagger swagger. Dubu. Maybe. I mean, specialize okay. Maybe heavy impact. I assume perfect form. Probably gone by then, or spark strength. It doesn't really have many options there either, and orb rep isn't good. And then I'm left between like orb rep, I'd assume, or like a spark if it's not taken. And I'd hope perfect form would be gone by then.
I think Amy goes.
Yeah, I
heavy
agree
impacted.
for the most part. I think Julie takes perfect form.
Yeah.
For the most part, just to take it away from anybody else, really. She does. I mean,
Yeah.
Spark of Strength could be an option, but I think perfect form is just too good to leave up.
Yeah.
The one thing I really want to talk about is I think Kai, because of the Juno, I think Kai leaves both of these. I think Kai just doesn't pick yet.
Mm,
He lets Estelle and Juno pick, and then lets them get rapid fire in prime time, and then Kai takes spec training.
yeah.
Because he can actually use that, and Juno doesn't really care for anything else on this table.
Yeah.
Dubu would probably take Stagger Swagger then, and Aimi would go Heavy Impact.
Right.
I definitely take Spark.
Grant, do you have any other thoughts?
Not really. Perfect form is just the best option for Juliet. You just get cooldowns absurdly fast. You can just dash punch and then ult, and you've pretty much got dash punch back.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for Spark. I know I take it here.
Spark is pretty good on Julie, but it is perfect form, especially because you can. It's just in general a lot of value for just any brawler, and it's
Mhm.
also a lot of value for anyone else. So
It's
you
just
get
value
your
for
own
everybody.
value, and you deny everyone else that value.
Okay. Oh, I did
their
take it.
Kai is wrong.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
nice.
Oh no. What?
Oh
No.
no. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Take Verb Rep.
Yeah.
And
Welcome to
then
low
Juno
elo
leaves
drafting.
prime time.
I don't know why Graham took
I'm
spec training.
curious about this one, but
Oh, I think I remember Graham vaguely saying he wanted to keep, just ulting the like corner and then just killing them
That is
because he
pretty
had missile
funny.
prop already,
That
and he
is
just
pretty
wanted
funny.
to just
Oh,
go all
it's
out.
I would say
funny.
if he goes Spark build, that would also
Yeah, I was gonna say
achieve
Spark is
sort of the
probably.
same effect with the added cooldowns and speed.
he also
I
has
think. Yeah, I
pauldrons, by
think.
the way.
Yeah,
I
he
think
just
he
wanted
goes
to
strength here.
hurt people.
That's crazy.
But that was a pretty funny draft.
Yeah. I love the patience. They just wasted
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. I've discovered the fact of standing with the core.
We have a kill
We're
Graham.
wasting a power play.
We
Oh
have a
Yeah,
kill.
no.
Graham is also. Yeah, we yell at Graham a lot.
They have a guy dead. Just keep it moving. You gotta
Yeah,
get that forward while they're
Yeah, I
3v2.
think it's just send it up to the Estelle, and because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Imi's just used glitch pop recently.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I'm fine with a down clear here. Just you gotta hit it.
I mean, I think it's just so much less risk to just go off the bumper, get it to Estelle, and then it's Estelle's job to get it down to
Yeah, but you gotta
Julie.
beat the Imi if you do that.
I mean, yeah,
Like you're
glitch pop's
setting up.
gone, so it's just up off the bumper to Estelle. Estelle immediately goes down like across to the barrier. Wait, does Imi have prime time?
Yes, she
yeah.
has prime time.
Okay. So yeah, that's a little bit riskier then, if she can react to that. Okay,
Um, yeah. I missed the core.
a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, I think you could have struck that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you just go down into this corner. And then contest Juno when she pushes it. I don't think you need to use abilities here, especially once you see the glitch pop come out. There's no reason for you to use an ability. You know it's
Yeah.
going to come straight for you, or it's going to go back to her. Either way, this is not going to hit.
Okay.
Again,
Yeah, I should have
just
stayed up
stand here.
there. Yeah,
Just stand there. Cover their out clear. As soon as you dashed away, they got the clear.
yeah.
Graham, you should be standing down here. While both your forwards are up here, you got to cover the bottom clear. Wow, that was insane.
I have a question about positioning here. So my instinct
Yep.
is constantly actually to push up into the core when the Kai is sitting there with it. But I think since Graham isn't pushed up on bottom, that might be why I'm staying down there. If
I mean, Graham should be pushed up down here. Well, he should be
so,
pushed up one way or the other.
if he isn't pushed
Because
up,
of the
is my
way.
positioning fine here, or should I still press it and let them clear out there?
So you want to have the two of you, like goalie and brawler, on the same side, like top versus bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You two should be on the same side, and Estelle should be on the opposite side. But in this case, I would rather both of you two be top side, and then have Estelle be bottom side. Estelle basically wants to catch the out clears, while the Julie is crashing the core and the Dubu is providing backup here.
Okay.
Especially on this map, Dubu wants to just cover a lane and make sure it doesn't go back through him while the brawler pushes in the same lane. And then Estelle is like one of the best characters for catching out clears, so you want to have Estelle opposite the core. So while it's, let me see where this came from. So yeah, since this came from down bottom side, I'm not upset that you were swapped in that instance, because for this instance, it's correct to have you two on bottom side, Estelle on top side. And you should be trying to keep this down here right now. And I mean, you did get the barrier, so that's. But like this ult, I think shouldn't have happened here, and instead you should be sending it up here to
Okay.
keep it down where your brawler is.
Yeah.
Because now, as soon as that comes up here, you have to play brawler. Your Dubu has to push up here to cover your out, and now your Juliet's basically playing midfield.
Okay.
Okay.
So the optimal position here would be to have Estelle fall back, cover midfield, Dubu rotate bottom, and me push in. Since like we took the
So
barrier with correct positioning and then it reverses.
yeah, as soon as the core comes up here, you pretty much need to have Estelle rush core, and then have your Dubu come up and play here, and the forwards are basically role swapping for a moment.
Okay.
Until you
Good.
can get back to a position where you can switch back to where you're supposed to be, you need to just have the Estelle come play brawler for a little bit, come contest the core,
Perfect.
make him pass down.
Okay.
Because backing off, you're just crowding your Dubu, making him push backwards again, and you're giving
Okay.
the three of them space to spread out and push forward.
Yeah.
And if the Juliet tries to crash here, if you come from up here, they can clear down.
Mm-hmm.
If you come from down here, they can clear through the middle.
Okay.
And then Amy and Juno can both just jump past you and get here first. So you kind of just have to sit back here.
I think I do, but yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, I just would have rather see Estelle push and
Yeah.
Dubu stay on midfield line.
Okay.
Okay.
And then that can be a pass as well. Try to pass that
Yeah.
through here, because then you can set up your offense down on bottom side again with your Juliet crashing corner and your Dubu pushed up.
Yeah.
And here again, Dubu, push up, and then you're in perfect positioning.
Interesting. That
Whoa.
sucks. Glitch
Glitch
mob.
pop KO. Nice stall. KO, I me. Too late. I think you ended up getting 2 KO focused, and then
Yeah.
yeah, missed the strike. Nice. Dribble that right here. As soon as the core comes to you, just dribble straight down.
Okay. Yeah.
And you also have a punch you can use to keep dribbling tighter to the wall. Because
I'm just
sending to
shocked.
Kai, yeah, he's just gonna pass that up to Amy and he's free.
Yep.
Or if he's gonna throw.
And the Juno had a score on Graham as well. Just missed her core flip or
Yeah.
whatever.
I think there was something you could have done, maybe.
I thought she was gonna just core flip me and kill me. She didn't.
Yeah, you ran for the orb and let her get in that position instead of contesting it, which I understand with low health, but you also have an evade still.
Okay.
So you could have contested her a little bit more, I think, instead of just running for the orb.
Okay.
Like right here, especially when Z's gets knocked back and you see that core coming down, you can either
Yeah.
win that or you can at least stun the Juno away from it. Like if she runs close enough for this, you can just dash her into the barrier
Mm-hmm.
or into the hole. You guys kind of did that backwards from what I would have expected.
Yeah.
Like send that at the Kai and then you would like dash at the Juno, but I guess that works. This scenario is similar to what I was saying earlier, but it's okay to have these two roll swap and let the Estelle play on the midfield line and have Dubu just push up to cover out clears on the bottom. As long as there's someone supporting your Juliet, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter which one it is. But when it's Dubu that's bottom side away from the play, he's not going to push up as far. Dubu should just be sitting on this line, and then he can ult forward or use a log forward if he needs to attack.
Okay.
So like this play right here from the forwards is great. I just want to see Graham down here.
Yeah, I think I gotta
Why,
pass
why are
it
you
down. Yeah.
why are
I'm
you running for
so
this
hungry
orb?
for my burst, my core flip. I
Yo,
want
just
it.
dash punch these guys.
I don't have
Just contest
anything.
these
All my
guys. You don't
abilities are
dash punch
down.
yet, but contest. Yeah, contest with strikes.
Okay, okay.
Don't commit your dashes so quickly
Yeah.
on Estelle.
Okay.
You're in a good position here. Just maintain that.
Yeah.
I think I remember like when we played against Mura, basically um they used their dash almost exclusively to grab the core when it went past them. Not that I know anything about how to play Estelle.
Yep, that's pretty much how you want to use L dash.
Okay.
That's pretty much how you want to do it. It's more of a defensive core catching tool than it is an offensive attacking tool.
All right.
Man,
Drafting time.
such a tasty second spark.
All right,
But
it's
no
your
one took the
turn. Do
first
you
one.
need to do the drafting?
Sure. I think Juliet's options are built different, and then if she took Spark, it would have been awesome to have the second one. I do not like Super Surge on Juliet. It's okay though. So I'm definitely picking built different here. I guess I could maybe also go extra special to deny Aimee, but I don't think it's a problem. And then I think Aimee takes that. She takes whichever one between those two. She either takes extra special or built different if I don't take it. So she grabs extra special. Estelle, I would either Twin Drive or Among Us. I'm not really sure which one she likes more. I think Among Us might not be great for her impact, but I know Z's loves it. Then I think Juno. I did not consider Aimee could take Super Surge as well, but I think extra special is better. So yeah, Julia's built different. Aimee's extra special. Still is gonna go Among Us because Z's likes it more than Twin Drive. And then
I just
Juno,
sacrifice myself for you every time. That's
I
why I
love it,
take it.
and I love that, and that's why you're my favorite teammate.
Whoa, Graham's gonna watch this later.
Yeah, well, good.
Graham likes the size too. I just sacrifice myself
And you like the
for their
speed.
benefit.
Everyone's happy. And then Juno's gonna go Twin Drive or Super Surge. I don't think she needs the dash range, but so I think she goes Twin Drive. Then Dubu's stuck with Spark of Focus and should have gone Spark of Strength. And then Kai gets Deadeye. Wild. That's my guess.
So I agree with built diff. I don't think there's anything else you really want here on Julie. Although I don't really play Julie, so I guess I couldn't tell you. Aimee's taken one of these three. Personally, I'm a big Super Surge enjoyer on Aimee, but
Okay.
I think extra special is just better, especially when there's still 2 more Dash Awakenings to go. Estelle should be going Twin Drive here.
Okay.
I understand the Among Us, but Twin Drive Estelle. I think Twin Drive is probably Estelle's. I want almost, I don't know, top 3 ability. Twin Drive Estelle is just crazy. Plus, it denies it from the Juno, and then Juno's stuck. She has to pretty much take Super Surge or Deadeye here. But whichever one of these two Juno doesn't take, Kai is going to take. But that's not an eject button Kai, so I'm fine with him getting Surge. So I think Juno ends up going Surge here. Dubu should be getting a second Spark, but since he didn't take it, it's only a first Spark. Or he could go Among Us, honestly. I don't hate Among Us on Dubu. And then Kai's going Deadeye.
Yeah. Sad. Does Estelle ever take Deadeye?
No, I don't think so. It's not bad for her, but it's like the 4th best thing for her in this draft.
Okay.
I would take Twin Drive, Among Titans, Super Surge before I would take Deadeye.
Yeah.
Okay. Dubu with the deny.
I don't. I disagree with
Oh,
that.
dude, Graham just wanted to kill people. He had no intent of anything else.
If he had
Can he even
taken the
proc it,
Spark
though?
of Strength the first draft, he would have had extra cooldowns and an extra 44 power to kill people with on all of his abilities, not just special.
Yeah.
I agree with these 3. This would be okay if they had a brawler who wanted size, but while Aimee likes size, it's not necessary. So I think this should be either Deadeye or Super Surge. That should be a Spark, but whatever. And Surge Kai is fine.
Ram's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, stop using your ability to
Yeah.
counter theirs. Just strike it after they glitch pop it at you. Now kill this guy.
I tried.
Nice.
I don't know why I stayed up there.
So yeah, I want Estelle to be down bottom side here during this play. As soon as you get this cleared to Julie, run down here.
Okay.
And then let Dubu take top side.
All right.
You end up covering it from here, which like worked somehow, but like if you're standing here, you can either dash to here to shoot it up, or you can send an ability to use it back, send it back to Julie.
Yeah.
Or even from here, just dash all the way through. If you, I don't know if you have the dash range for that, but that somehow works. But you should be standing down here as well. Perfect. I like that.
Crazy.
Nice goalkeeping. I like that as well. Perfect. Oh my god, that was a great point. I don't think there's a single thing wrong in that point. I think Julie could have maybe pushed further forward at the end here, but like that's so minor. Oh man. Yeah, Dubu should be pushing further up on a double power play. Dubu should be up here. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think that happened a few times in the future. Just a warning.
Yo,
It can't.
don't
It can't. That's
Saurandle
the
from
set
the
point.
goal.
This is the last point. It can't happen a few times in the future.
Is
Oh
it?
yeah. Why
Is
would it
this-
happen a few
Yeah, this
times?
is the last point.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the last
point.
point.
that's crazy. That's insane.
The way you played those first two, it should be, but
I can't believe
It
she just
really
killed me out of
should be.
that. That's my bad. Oh my goodness. Did we get a double KO to lose the point, to lose the set?
No, why would that happen?
We are
It's our
the
team
Fro
motto.
Squad. We really are. There's no two ways about it.
the glitch pop save. The glitch pop saved that.
I almost killed Graham too.
I don't have any idea what that was.
Oh no. Where's the hamster going?
That's a good question. Yeah, things happen. It's our team
And
motto.
I
We're
love how
just
the
living up to
turret
it.
saves it. The turret saved it.
Yeah.
I think this is where we start living up to our team name.
Ugh. Are think I'm missing those dashes, which is really sad. Which means I need to play more.
It looks like we're getting too KO focused here a little bit. And then just kind of letting the core roll through. Like here, I just dash down here. Dash to about where my mouse is, and then hit the core up with
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. We just wanted to see some more drafts.
Yeah.
This is the third solo spark, by the way. It's
Yeah,
heartbreaking.
Dooku could have been eaten.
Yeah.
Is it who's doing it? Me?
I'll do the first 3. You could do the last 3.
Okay, but I already have an argument with your first choice.
Uh.
There is a
Okay.
correct first choice here.
I think Juno just goes aerials. I don't.
I think she
Unless
takes ad rush.
well,
I think she
well,
has
I
to.
don't. Well, Julie either gets reverb or recovery drone, or like there's no point on denying that, right?
I think ad rush is too strong on Pummeler's Julie, who has been killing people the whole game.
And yeah, but either way, Julie gets something good, and Juno's still gonna be left with. And Juno doesn't have dash range yet. So.
Okay. That's all of my argument.
Okay. And then, well, yeah, since Juno would probably take arrows, because it also denies the Estelle later on. But I mean, could also, yeah, but I mean, fine. Then I'd say Julie probably goes just recovery drone or ad rush there. And then it's Aimee, just go timeless, or she has a preference for I don't think she'd take Chrono, that'd be silly, so I think she'd just take timeless. And next
and then
3.
I think Dubu should be taking a spark here with his other 2 sparks that he definitely has. And if he doesn't, then timeless is fine. Or with Graham, probably goes Manu because it hits harder. But yeah, the Sparker or timeless, and then Estelle doesn't have a dash awakening, so she probably takes Chrono. Because Ariel's was denied, and then Kai gets like reverberation.
Unless Juno takes Reaver to leave the Kai with a dash awakening. Because Kai already has Super Surge, so he may want another dash, and I think Juno may leave it for the Kai and just take.
I don't think that's right. I think it's wrong. Because you don't want to you don't give Estelle aerials. Yeah, he doesn't have a eject button. So.
Oh yeah.
No matter what, you gotta take aerials from the Estelle.
Yeah. One of these two wants to take aerials away from Estelle. They both like it. I do think Juno takes aerials here.
Yeah.
The solution to Juliet getting ad rush is play better.
That's
just
crazy.
Don't let her kill you. You have nothing here that should be letting her kill you, really. So, there's nothing here that's really adding to her KO potential outside of built different, I guess.
And the pummies.
I mean, pummies, sure, but everybody, you start with that, whatever. That's nothing special.
I started with missile prop, and that didn't
Exactly.
help me kill, but I still did it.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Their solution to that should just be
Okay.
play better,
Yeah.
don't get KO'd on the edge. Like,
Okay.
that should be doable for them. So I think Juno should just be taking aerials. Juliet gets the ad rush, obviously, then. Aimee, because she's already spec'd into turret, take timeless. If Aimee had not if Aimee had twin drive, I could see Juno take ad rush, Aimee take aerials. But because she does not have twin drive and she has extra spec, she just goes timeless.
Yeah.
Graham, yeah, should have 3 sparks by now, but didn't want that, so Manu it is, I guess. Manu or reverb, depending on personal preference.
Yeah.
Estelle goes Chrono probably for the dash range because you don't have dash range yet.
Yeah.
And then it also takes away from Kai because Kai loves Chrono. And then Kai just goes reverb.
Yeah.
Let's see what. Oh, he does have her.
That's wrong. What the heck?
Oh, that's crazy.
She's trying to play defense by getting recovery drone so that the first KO doesn't matter, but that's just wrong. Especially because she has Among Titans already, so she doesn't even get any extra size from it.
Yeah. And then I get aerials for free.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Bro, what?
What a draft.
No. Kai.
What a draft.
Hey, we won't lose in drafting.
No, you guys destroyed them in drafting, but well, you two did. Graham, I don't know.
Let's go.
Graham chose the correct starting awakening.
Graham's playing a different game.
Yeah.
I also don't hate Manu, to be honest, with what he had left.
Yeah, and then we surely win the next set with these great awakenings we chose.
I mean,
right?
surely.
Sure.
I see why you chose this game. There goes her recovery drone.
Surely there won't be 7 minutes left in this video.
But like, why is he walking so close to the edge here? Like, that's just a play better moment. Just don't stand there.
You're right.
Now he did that tactically to come back on defense faster.
Oh. What just happened there? Why didn't she die?
Who?
The Aimee? He's teleported behind her, saved her, I think. Or hit her. Oh, she didn't get staggered.
Yeah.
I see.
Teleport does go behind her.
So if it I mean, it doesn't stagger her either way, so it's
Yeah, it didn't
fine.
get staggered regardless, but yo, Graham, clear down. Right here, just strike down. Or right here, just strike down. I do think a lot of that happened though because we got too KO hungry, and then Graham had to use up all his abilities trying to defend. And then like from here, Graham's 1v1 while we're trying to kill an Aimee, which we don't even kill. So now he's forced to use all his abilities to defend against this Juno, which I mean again, probably could have just shot up here, but didn't. And now he's out of stuff. And he's still just kind of 1v1 back here. While we're still going for this KO on Aimee.
Yeah.
Here's a
Probably could
case
have passed
where
there.
either a pass down where they're all up here, or deity just crash here and Dubu can come around bottom side.
I think I am.
Yeah.
Am I not? Oh, I'm not. Okay.
Yeah, you're just kind of standing here, which is fine if you're like the Estelle, but because Estelle has more range, whereas Juliet, with you standing here, they can pass down here and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna blame Graham for not being in the bottom because I don't feel like I can push up there if we're gonna all be in a straight line along the top.
Well, do it, and then it's his fault for when they clear it out and they score.
Okay, I can do that.
And then also
Yeah.
yell at him to go play down here.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I can
Okay.
calm. I'm really bad at that.
I can. I'm the only one that calms in our team. I feel like a
Hey,
narrator.
I calm
back
sauces and health. I can do that.
back in when I was playing in OSS, my goalie was the only one who ever calmed, and I think Grant can attest to that as well, because Grant was the forward at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've kept that trend in a lot of teams where we just have the goalie IGL and it works out a lot.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Here we have the midfield comms.
Hey, that's probably better. The
Yeah.
midfielder is the one pulling the strings more, so you should be the one calming. I just don't do it because I suck at calming.
You just have to calm harder.
Yeah. I just narrate whatever I'm doing, and it works.
Whoa, he's here.
That's
What
crazy.
was this primary? This isn't hitting anything.
Right as I was about to say that. Nothing.
Hi, Graham.
Hello. I just woke up from nap.
Good morning.
I think I tried to just push it out through the top since I was gonna block the turret so you could clear it out. I didn't.
Yeah, I think you just wait,
tried to
let it
fly
hit
up.
the turret, strike it back into this corner, and then 2v1 in the corner
Okay.
once the turret goes away.
Yeah. I think do I just push in more there instead
I
of
think
backing out?
that strike needs to go down instead of up. Just keep it in the corner. We want corner pressure, and then we want our Dubu to push forward and stand in here. And then Estelle can push up to like about here-ish.
Mm.
But we want the core in the corner. Going across the way we did with this strike just invites them to clear it out. Especially when you're the only one up here, you need to keep control until your Estelle can come forward and help.
Okay.
Because now we're back in this scenario where Estelle is kind of playing offense in the corner by herself, and then our brawler and our goalie are not able to help on the attack. Because now when you're pushing in, your goalie's got to run down to the bottom side here still, and then you can push corner with your midfielder behind you, but the goalie's got to come down to make that possible again. So
Okay.
again, you brawler push corner, midfielder stay here, and then yell at your goalie till he pushes up. Again, dash too,
Yeah.
trying to attack with dash too much when you're in a good position right here.
Yeah. Gotta get used to Estelle.
Is it much different from how Juno should be using their dash?
Uh,
It's different in that Juno can strike while she's in the air, whereas Estelle
yeah.
just blinks behind it and you don't get to choose where it goes.
Yeah.
But generally, when you should be using your dash as a midfield Juno or Estelle, are they different?
No, I
No,
think
not
Juno should
really.
still be more just.
Yeah.
Juno wants to play more vertical with dashes, whereas Estelle can dash typically backwards to catch things, but yeah, typically it's pretty similar.
Okay.
You're able to be a little more offensive with a Juno dash though, just because you can still hit it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much you can really do here. I think Dubu could have been standing slightly further down, but I still don't know if that would really done anything.
Yeah, primary off kickoff.
Yep.
I'm used to now arrow, and I need to remember to react
Even then,
after.
even on now, you don't really ever want to
Yeah.
take it away from your teammate. Just kind of let them do their thing. Though granted,
Yeah.
Julie should be losing to a Juno on this interaction, but that's just because they're playing double midfield, and
Mhm.
midfield is pretty much always going to beat a brawler on a kickoff.
Okay.
Flip earlier. That's all I can really say on that one. Oops, I'm clicking the wrong button. Just gonna do that.
I think I should probably be more along the wall, I think, there as well, instead of kind of being in the same area as Graham, since we're kind of just covering the same
Yep.
thing.
Yeah, midfield job is to cover it from going on the outside wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from here you should be along the wall more
Yeah.
and let your goalie cover the middle.
Yep.
And then here, I think as soon as you get hit stun the first time, you just use flip. Because the second time was too late.
Is Graham here? There
I
is no
think
Graham.
Yeah, I'm here. Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
I'm like barely sentient.
And here, I want to see Dubu covering middle more and let Estelle again cover top, cover the outside lane. Because what ends up happening is Estelle walks down as Dubu just kind of retreats. And now nobody's covering top side, and nobody's really ends up covering middle.
yeah.
Like it goes to there. Dubu just walks straight back, so he's not in the middle. And Estelle walked down, but didn't go back at all, so now there's still a shot across the middle. And now there's just
Yeah.
nobody covering down here. I really like the dribble. But again, now we're just kind of committing abilities down at nothing when they have a free pass
Yeah.
up top.
Okay, final draft, since there's no way there's any more.
This is where Dubu gets his 4th spark.
Whoa.
Yeah, this
Crazy.
is where it happens. Okay, this is where also Graham tells us what's the drafting going to
Alternatively,
be.
Dubu takes prize fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with Glass Cannon and Siege open, that is the obvious pick.
Okay, but do you know what you currently have?
Do you remember
So
what you
I
took
have
this
missile
game?
prop,
Yeah.
Yeah.
mom boots.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
Nope.
This is a Pauldron's game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
pauldrons. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think you took after missile prop? If you went into the mind of Graham.
I honestly don't know because it's situational.
Yeah. You took spec
You
training.
went Deadeye
Peter
Specialized.
Spark.
Multiple
this
sparks.
Yeah, this is you took spec training over Spark of Strength first round. And then every following round there's been 1 spark, which is pretty sad. But you also have Deadeye and
Monumentalist.
Manu.
Oh, then I take Siege here. Siege or Glass.
And what do
First,
you?
what's Amy
Yeah.
taking?
I mean, they might take Siege Machine from me.
And
I think they take Siege or Stacks.
And then Dubu takes Siege or Glass, you're saying?
Yeah.
What about Juno?
1-2 if it's open.
Yep. Estelle?
I guess size. No,
Did you take Among Us or no?
Juno has
No.
Among Us.
Okay.
oh, and then Juno might take size if 1-2 punch is taken.
Well, you would have to deny one too.
This is your draft, Graham. You gotta tell us.
Yeah.
And
You
then
gotta fill
I
us
don't
in.
know what Estelle would take except for size. Size or Stacks. If it's open still. And then Kai takes size to deny Julie.
Kai takes Spark because he has Resil. Or no, he has
Or
Reverb.
glass
Reverb.
cannon
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
or glass cannon because he does have mom boots already, and he does
Kai's
have
making out
speed.
this draft.
Okay.
And then Julie takes prize. Prize or size.
Or if for some reason 1-2 is open, I guess that's an option.
Yeah.
No shot.
We don't know what their drafting minds are capable of.
I don't know what my drafting mind is capable
Juno
of.
might deny you size again, Dee. You never know.
I
Did she-
think the
oh, she-
correct.
Yeah.
I think Imy's correct choice is probably Stacks. Dubu, since Dubu already has missile prop, you don't need Siege Machine. That can just kind of mess it up. You really never want one or the other on Dubu. So I think Dubu just takes 1-2 punch away from the Juno, because that's scary. Juno's kind of dead in the water there. Probably just taking Siege Machine on Juno at that point. Estelle. Estelle's kind of left in a pickle. She didn't really like a whole lot here. I think
Yeah.
Estelle just waits to see what Kai takes. Because Kai could go Resil to go with his reverb, or he could go Glass Cannon because it's just good on goalies, or he could go Prize Fire to deny the Julie. But I
Would Estelle
think
not take Glass Cannon?
she could. Honestly, yeah, I think Estelle just goes Glass Cannon, but yeah, I was gonna say either Glass Cannon or Prize Fighter, but I think Glass is probably better.
Okay.
So I think you just go Glass, I guess, and then Kai goes probably Resil just to go with his reverberation, and then Julie goes Prize Fighter.
Okay.
That's a tough draft, though. I think there's a few ways this could go.
Let's find out the wrong way, which is the one that happens. So Amy doesn't pick. Dubu doesn't pick.
Ugh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the fact that Amy got 1-2 and Juno takes Siege.
Juno had first pick too.
This is wrong. This I'm fine with. This
You don't
could
have to
have
say
been
it.
correct, except that this was available, so Juno should have taken one too. This is perfect. I'm shocked
Yeah.
you got that.
Yeah, I don't
This
know
is
how
just
either.
wrong.
Yeah.
This is like the last thing he should have taken.
He doesn't
And
know how
that's
much
correct.
stagger Spark of Reseal gives by itself.
I think it gives more than Big Fish, but I guess I could be
But
wrong on
he
that.
No,
has
he
two
doesn't know that it doesn't. Or yeah. I think he's just
I
wrong.
think this gives 350 and this gives 400.
That sounds
Mm.
right.
But it's been over a month since I've played, so I don't know.
Well,
I know that Spark it gives more. Why is she not elusive?
she wanted to use that recovery drone.
Yeah.
She
Getting
paid
her
for
use
it.
out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, really good ult. This ended up being a case of your midfielder just went up to play brawler,
Mhm.
and your brawler's playing midfield. I think I would have preferred. Well, first I would have kept this in the corner, or pass up and then you pass back down to keep it in
Okay.
this corner where your brawler can stuff. But whoops, that's too far. Once it gets up here, I want to see the brawler just go straight up here and then the goalie cover bottom side. Because that doing what you ended up doing makes Estelle play forward and Juliet
Okay.
play midfield,
Yeah.
and you don't really want to fall into that situation. But it ends up working out. Like, that's a really good ult to keep it in this corner. And then, yeah, they're just kind of nowhere to
mean-
go except for into two people.
I don't think it's like that bad, like forward swapping.
It is.
Depending on characters, it's not. But Juliet can't midfield, really.
Yeah.
She has no
That's
tools
true.
for it.
Yeah, she just
Mhm.
doesn't have the range for it. Because, like, where they're at...
And with the
Let's
speed
see.
change, she's slower than every other character.
Well, Atlas moves like a snail now, which is fun.
See, they never ended up getting a chance to clear it past the Julie, the way the sequence went. But, like, even from here, once this bounces off here, if Kai just plays down to this corner, Juliet can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Whereas Estelle
But
could
just because
teleport
of the
and
bounce you
score.
got,
Yeah.
you just happen to get a really lucky bounce off of that.
That's all thanks to spec training, by the way. Graham's crazy pick.
I mean, you could have had like some 80 power by now.
It's
84
true.
power.
It would have been so much.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
we'll
this
never
Juno
know.
here. Juno did not cover outside lane and
Yeah.
just let it go in. Juno easily could have saved that if she just walked down a step.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Reactive dashes.
So I prefer the dash on kickoff over the primary because you win that interaction. You're
Okay.
faster in that case, and you can control where the core is going to go. I still don't think it's necessary, but it's better than the primary.
So for Estelle, how should I go about like winning kickoffs? Should I just wait until the
It depends on your
other
opponent.
move?
It depends on the
Okay.
opponent. In this game, I think against both of them, you just wait. Because
Okay.
they can both just win against Estelle.
Yeah.
If you're against the brawler on your kickoff, then you would use a secondary.
Okay.
Or even against Kai, I think you would use a secondary.
All right. Yeah, I don't think that dash in the corner was necessary.
At this point, they've all triple committed to playing topside.
They just
You just
rotate.
pass
Yeah.
down, yeah. Either pass straight back to your goalie or go straight down. I think I prefer going to the goalie and let the goalie clear out,
Okay.
especially because Juno has just jumped, so she doesn't have a jump. You just need to be careful of a primary.
Okay.
But now they get it locked in a corner with 2 of them. So now you're kind of in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Good kill.
She could have elusived it.
I think I'm trying to look at the timing on this dash versus flip.
Yeah.
Yeah, you started that first, so that's okay then. I was gonna say if you could react to the flip, wait on your secondary and then dash backwards to try to catch a
Okay.
core flip shot. But because you were first, yeah, it was unlucky. We're in a power play. Goalie should be pushing up further. And we should also be trying to attack through the brawler as opposed to through the midfielder. Goalie push up here further again. You get the barrier. Right there, you should be standing up here. Like, as soon as you strike that down, it should be up here. Because now we have brawler topside, goalie topside, midfielder covering the out clears.
That's so sad.
Should have down cleared Z's.
Where? I know that.
Either of
Version.
those 2 times.
Huh.
Like I
Oh, you should have.
Oh yeah. I think unless I'm used like
Well, if you were pushed up on top side, then this situation doesn't happen. They don't push past
Yeah.
me, and you don't have to clear. It just would have been a goal with my core flip, probably.
I'm also leery of going down here because Juno just respawned and probably has all of her cooldowns. So she can just kind of
Mm.
jump up here.
yeah, and missile prop Kai and Amy.
Yeah, a Kai Giga is gonna win this. A dash glitch pop wins this. Clearing across your goal is scary against this team.
Mm.
So I'm not against playing it through the corner here, but Estelle I think needs to drop into about here
Okay.
until you push it through.
Dang.
Flip was very unnecessary.
Yeah.
Had you flipped earlier there, it could have worked, but again, I still don't think you needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you're never in range of that. There's never a reason to flip
Okay.
that one. Unlucky. Oops, wrong way.
Yeah.
I want to see the order of events here. I like that you waited here. I think
Yeah.
right here you could have struck down, like kind of dribbled
Okay.
around the glitch pop. Because then you eliminate the slime from existence, and then that should be enough to get it at least away from where they want the glitch pop to hit it.
Okay.
What did I just click? What the heck?
Whoa.
That's just a really good goal. Well done, Amy.
And then I like missed my strike there. If I'd hit my strike and then used the log, then I do think that would have worked out for me. But I think it's still stunned for my roll when I hit it.
I don't think you have cast. So I don't know
No.
what would have stunned it for extra long.
Or it was like just out of reach.
Yeah, I think it was just out of your range. You just needed to take a step further higher.
Honestly, I should have evaded, walked through.
You're just farming KOs on this Juno.
She keeps walking into my zone.
I keep seeing a lot of ults here that are like from Dubu where you could just walk forward and do the same thing. Like the ball was already going to their side of the field and you're in a power play. This ult's not doing anything. The ball should never be coming back far enough for this wall to actually matter. And you're in a really good position now where your midfielder is covering the out clear where she should be. And your brawler's got the ball in the corner. And so yeah, you just want to have your Dubu step up to the halfway line. And then you can ult from here and ult behind your Julie to block any sort of an out clear. And then you're just forcing them to either stall in the corner, which is really good for your brawler, or make a hard clear around the back, which Estelle can cover with a primary.
Yeah.
But that ult's not doing any favors. It's really just blocking you from going where you should be. You started
was
walking up,
wild.
but you ended up going to the wrong side.
I did.
You want to be backing up your brawler more so than your midfielder. And they're just
I have
pass.
no idea what happened with that dash.
Going for something fancy. You
I
thought she was
I have
going to keep
no
walking.
idea. That's crazy.
If she kept walking down, I think you had it, but she didn't.
I don't normally go for
Which
things
is
like
smart.
that though.
This pass though should just go straight to Estelle. There's no you want to keep it topside because that's away from their respawn point. And just I mean, Estelle's in so much space. That dribble, you're just giving them time to respawn. And taking your own barrier.
Yeah, I was not playing too good.
Yeah, right there. What do I do there? Do I just keep trying to stuff it through them, or do I try to rotate it? Not sure what else I could try. I think I
Right
tried to
here,
go
I'd
for a
pass
pass.
down.
Yeah.
I pass here.
I think the
You
log
just waited. You
redirected
waited too
it.
long. You could have passed that
Yeah.
earlier, but you waited too long till it hit the log.
Yeah.
From this
Oh.
point, yeah, you're just keep ping ponging.
Okay.
Not really much else you can do. I guess you could try to pass back to your goalie, but again, they have 2 range characters.
Yeah.
They can just dash across, and then it's a 2v1 against your goalie.
Okay.
Amazing elusive. Bless you.
Their Kai blocked their flip.
I think
I'd
should I
probably shoot
maybe
for this
try?
angle more, or like
Okay.
bounce it off the hole.
Yeah.
I should push forward.
That would also help, yeah. But again, this dash,
Yeah.
you're just giving them positioning.
Okay.
So sad.
Again, I'd just trust your midfielder here. I think Z's did the right thing in the patience and then passing down. But this wall, again, it just ends up blocking you from going where you want to be. And even if Kai wins the interaction here, you're standing right here, and you can just win it anyway.
I think that Zeus takes the core from me there with the right click.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, but I don't
so.
mind that. Z's
Okay.
was playing for in case there was a Giga.
Okay.
So I like the pass was the right idea. I think I would have put this down back here just as cover
Yeah.
instead of
Okay.
trying to hit here. Because if he did Giga, then you're gonna miss. So I would have sent that just a little behind as cover. But it's the right idea.
All right.
That should just be a more direct
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah, I kind of sent it right at them.
Yeah, go to deity, but then again, Dubu's got to play some offense. Push up and back up your brawler.
Man, I ended up playing more cautious when our barrier's taken.
And that makes sense, but I don't know, it's a no risk, no reward kind of deal.
Yeah, definitely gonna pass like a couple
A
times.
lot of that would come though from like it's a lot easier to trust if your midfielder plays more defensive as well. So that would just be where Z's just stop using your dash for any sort of offense really, and just use it to recover.
Okay.
And again, yeah, pass to your brawler, let your brawler stuff through. Estelle should be
Mm.
catching clears as opposed to trying to stuff through people.
Okay.
Oh crap, week 1 of OSAS is in 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I didn't think it was so soon.
Yeah. That's why I wanted the coaching.
I think you can just strike this before you evade,
Okay.
just to send it in the right direction and give yourself a little bit more time.
Okay.
Because just evading, I think Graham thought you were gonna strike it first,
Yeah.
and then that just kind of messed him up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
As soon
I
as you
just
see that
try
kill
to
happen,
just rotate.
just rotate. Yeah, like you're correct for doing this right now because there's a Juno with core flip, and you don't want to give it to her. But as soon as you see that happen, just pass it down. You can't reach
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. New controller
If
moment.
Imi was really like if she was really good, she follows this with a glitch pop down like this,
Yeah.
cover your out clear, but at that point it's just kind of checkmate anyway, and that's
Okay.
just unfortunate.
Yeah. I need to work on those angles again because I used to be like really good at them.
Well, you just can't do it when you're standing too far forward. Like if you're here, you have to send it straight down, which I actually would have worked because the core is behind you. So if you just shoot straight down, the core is going to go straight down and it's fine. But I think you were aiming from your character. It's like you kind of shot backwards, but the core was already behind you. So if you just go straight down, the core is just going to go straight into here anyway.
Is it not really easy with controller?
Yeah,
It is. I'm getting used to a new controller.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's easier on mouse, but I don't really struggle with it on controller.
Yeah.
With mouse, you have to aim down from where your character is, which I think is probably a little harder than aiming down with the control stick. Because you have to match your character's orientation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not play aggressive this match, like at all.
I mean, like
That is
right there
right
you
there.
did, and it was exactly correct. There's been a few instances of it. It just needs to happen more.
I think there I just pass straight down to deity instead of playing in the corner, I think. Or do I push it to the corner for him?
I think it should have been in this corner to begin with.
Okay. Yeah,
Like
I
from
kind of
here,
stole it away from him.
you should. Oh, yeah, firstly, I would not have ulted there. Let deity do his thing. But
Yeah.
once it's here, just dash to like right here. Because that not being there gives them an out clear. They send it back, but again, we just kind of shoot straight back in them through all of them. Keep it in this corner. Julie holds it in this corner. Duru pushes up and supports Julie. And Estelle plays catch any clears. And now once we're here, we're just kind of screwed. Where we're again back in the roll swap forward kind of deal. I like Graham pushing up. At this point where you're at, I think Estelle drops down and let the Julie push forward.
Okay.
Or you could even, if you want to just keep ping-ponging here, let Julie go for some dash punch kills.
Alright.
Like, just hold the core along the wall and until one of them gets baited into going close enough for Julie to just hit them. Like, right here, they're both killable, I think. At least Aimee is.
And then I get trapped in the blender.
Yeah. Evade, grab an orb.
Yep.
I think you still had evades.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have it, I think you secondary there instead of primary.
Okay.
Because then it puts you in the correct position as well as hitting the core. And you have twin drive, so you have more of them.
Yeah.
Granted, I think you have rapid fire as well, so.
Yeah.
Oh. You finally did that cross pass, but it was the time when you didn't have a brawler on the bottom.
Yeah.
In this case, because of where your brawler is, I think you just shoot top.
Okay.
And then let your brawler contest in the corner and let your Dubu come and sit on the bottom half.
Alright.
I think that it's difficult for me to know when I should be pushing for the ping-ponging and when I should be standing bottom for the cross clear.
You should never be waiting for a cross clear, really.
Okay.
If there's a pass on, you shouldn't be waiting for a cross clear, you should be waiting for a cross pass.
Oh, wait, that's what I meant.
Yeah, and that mostly just depends on... A lot of it's where your Dubu is and where the other team is. Like, if all three of them are huddled in this corner and your Estelle has the ball, like here, yeah, you can just get a free pass down here. You should be down bottom. Or if your Dubu is already pushed up to this line and your Estelle's over here, then you should probably be more bottom just so you don't stack. But in the case where it's just your Estelle standing on this line and they're kind of spaced like this, where their Kai is still way down here, you want to push topside and contest that.
Okay.
Like, when they're spread out more and have people down here, there's no real reason to rotate the ball down. Whereas if all three of them are up here and there's an open pass lane, then you can try to swap the sides.
Alright.
Why is Dubu rolling here? Oh, okay.
He's munching.
Interesting. He doesn't have the elusive to get through it, huh?
Well, here,
Okay.
you notice you actually did end up crashing like you should have. Like, if you had waited down here for a cross pass, this doesn't go in. But because you crashed, you're crashing at the same time as Kai is, and you can just win that with your dash punch. Like, if he's already standing here, he can evade clear that.
Mm-hmm.
But because he's not, he's just kind of screwed unless he had, like, a Giga.
Alright.
And that's the game.
Yeah.
Wait, any last notes on that match before I reset the recording?
I mean, just the final word for everybody. I think Graham just needs to push up further more often and try to stay behind the brawler specifically. For Estelle, don't dash so much to try to play offense. Use your dash more defensively. And then look for more direct passes if they're there. And then for the Julie, try to keep the ball to yourself in the corner more often instead of trying to shoot across the barrier. Try to keep it in the corner and just stuff through them because that's
Okay.
where your character excels at. If you were playing Zentaro, it's a bit of a different story because Zentaro is a lot more mobile.
Mm-hmm.
But because you're on Juliet, you want to play for a stuff.
Mm.